Before I explain why division by 0 is undefined, I'm going to review a little bit about division. 18 divided by 3 can be written in 3 different ways. 18 divided by 3, 18 divided by 3, or as a fraction, 18 divided by 3. The number on the top is called the numerator. This is called the denominator, and the order of division does matter. 18 divided by 3 is equal to 6. And we can check division by doing multiplication. 6 times 3 is 18. So multiplication and division are what we call inverse operations. Keep in mind that the order of division does matter. So 3 divided by 18 is not the same as 18 divided by 3. Think about it this way. If I have $18 to divide amongst 3 people equally, each person would get $6. But if I only had $3 to start with and I wanted to divide amongst 18 people, each person would not get very much at all. What we would do in this situation is just reduce the fraction to lowest terms by dividing by the greatest common factor. So divide this by 3 and this by 3, and it's 1/6. Now, when division involves a 0, I can do 0 divided by 4. What this means is I have $0 to divide equally amongst 4 people. Each person gets nothing because I had nothing to start with. Now, the way that we can check this division problem is with multiplication. Take the answer times the number we divided by, and that should equal what we started with, and it does. So for this reason, division by 0 is what we call undefined. That means it doesn't work. There's no answer. And the reason for this is because if I have 4 and I try to divide by 0, I'm asking myself what number times 0 is equal to 4? Well, there is no number that I can multiply by 0 and ever get an answer of 4. It doesn't work. So for that reason, division by 0 is undefined. Keep in mind, because division and multiplication are inverse operations, the same rules that apply with negatives with multiplication also apply with division. So if I have negative divided by a negative, that's going to be a positive. If I have a positive divided by a negative, that's going to be a negative. And we can check it by doing the multiplication. The answer times -5, a negative times a negative, is a positive, and that's what we started with, a positive. If you start with a negative, like -25 divided by 5, that will also be -5. Once again, check it with multiplication. -5 times 5, a negative times a positive, is a negative. And that's because what this means is I have 5 negative 5s added together. So if I add -5 plus -5 plus -5 plus -5 plus -5, that's a lot of negatives. In fact, it's -25.